Hey, Uncle Roddus here again with another record video. Had a real bunch of them come in yesterday. My wife went up to see a friend up in the North Island and offered to pick me up some records at whatever was the local shops up there. Her intention was to head off to another town, but it turned out it was a bit further away than she realised, and the travel was going to be a bit much. Because I had a look on the website and made a little list of records for her to pick up if she could find them. She offered to buy me a couple, so that was really nice. So what ended up happening was they had a local big chain store up there. That's all they had. She went in there and found two of the records that I listed, and then got them for a pretty good price actually, and then bought them. She had to pick them up in Christchurch when she got back. She has no idea what she bought me, but she bought me this one. This is the latest Dead Sea record, Rare Ravers on Bada Bing Records. So I've been meaning to pick this up. It's been around in the shops here locally, and Bruce Russell, actually from the Dead Sea, didn't actually have any copies of this when I spoke to him down in Dunedin at the Lines of Flight. So yeah, my wife in her ignorance has bought me a very noisy piece of vinyl which she would hate. The other one she picked up, and she got these for a really good price, better than what they were on the website I was going to buy them off. Mark de Clive Lowe has released two albums under the Heritage 1 and Heritage 2 earlier this year. This is Heritage 1. I have a live EP sort of thing that he did a couple of years back, which I really like. So she picked me up a copy of this, so I haven't actually played this one yet, so hopefully it's really good, and then I shall pick up the other one. A guy on the Facebook page, New Zealand Vinyl Lovers Facebook page, offered a bunch of records at really good prices for sale last week, and I picked up 5 records from him, all for really good prices. Playing in the background, what have I done with the cover? Playing in the background is probably the best of the ones. Not much to show you on this cover, but I'm not going to tell you much, but this is Gate. Gate is the name that Michael Morley, who is a member of the Dead Sea along with Bruce Russell, that's what he uses to record under it quite often. There is quite a lot of Gate material. This is about the 4th Gate album I have brought, and at the moment it is my favourite. I think this is fantastic. It is called Republic of Sadness. It is also out on Bada Bing Records, which same as the Rare Ravers Dead Sea one. This is mutant disco, really. I think it's just fantastic. Best thing that he's done. Michael Morley does a lot of solo stuff under his own name as well, where he's doing a lot more guitar, more acoustic-y sort of guitar-y stuff from some of the ones I've heard. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of his solo stuff, and I am not a big fan, I think, of the last Gate album that came out. It really didn't sort of do a lot. It just kind of was one long piece on both sides. There wasn't a lot of variation to it, and I got a bit bored with it, really. Anyway, yeah, but this, I really am enjoying this. Birchville Cat Motel. This is my first album from these guys. This is on Conspiracy Records. I'm not sure when the release of this was, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. It's a limited edition of 350 in black vinyl, and there was 150 copies in clear vinyl. This is the black vinyl version. This is kind of scrawly guitar, Dead Sea type feedback stuff. I had listened to it last night. Speaking of the Dead Sea, he had one of these Dead Seas. This is a recent album that they put out in about 2013, again on Bada Bing Records. So Bada Bing are doing a lot of New Zealand stuff. They're an American label, I believe. So this is called Armed Courage. I can't tell you exactly the year it came from. I got through one side of this last night, but it was getting a bit late and I was getting a bit tired, so I didn't get to finish it. But someone commented on Facebook that they think this is one of the better Dead Sea records, in his opinion. This one here, I finally got my hands on a copy of this, the X-Men's Dairy Legend. It's a reissue from 2013 from the original 1987. I believe originally it came out on Flying Nun, as did their first LP, Two Virgins, which I also have on the reissue. So I don't have any originals of this, guys. Originals probably are pretty hard to find. Very lo-fi, but very creative band. I actually was talking to a guy at a gig in Christchurch a while back, and it turned out he was the drummer of this band. He was actually playing in another band at the time. The X-Men are still around, to be honest. They actually still play. They played a gig in Littleton. I didn't get a chance to go and see them last year, and so they're still around. And they did record some new stuff recently, but that's very lo-fi, sort of garagey stuff. And this last one I got off the seller off Facebook. I don't really know much about it. Brother Love and his Far Out Space Nuts. Now this is a single-sided LP called Every Garden Grows One, New World of Sounds. There are 1, 2, 3, is there 3 or 4 tracks? I'm not sure. Recorded in 1993, but I'm not too sure on the release of this. It doesn't look like it might be from 1993. Hard to say. Very handmade, homemade sort of job. Yeah, single-sided. Don't know much about this band. They have there are several releases under the Brother Love moniker, but he puts different added additions to the name. Like I said, this one's called Brother Love and it's Far Out Space Nuts. I'm not sure what that's going to be like because I haven't actually got to play it yet. And finally, I had a little spurge on flying out again and picked up some non-New Zealand things. Can you believe it? Yes, non-New Zealand music. They had a bundle for, they have bundles of 3 records you can buy from a label. It's like an intro pack. And so I picked up the bundle, and I think the bundle included this. Now, I've seen this posted on some videos. Caitlin Aurelia Smith and Susan Kayani. This is, what do they call this? I can't even pronounce the names because they're not actually full words, but this is a series on FKRWYS, and there's 15 volumes or 16 volumes all up, and I've actually picked up a couple of 3, so I'll show them. This is, you can see on the back, this is analog synth sort of stuffy. It's really good. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it has had a lot of attention and love on the YouTube vinyl community from memory. I've seen it a few times. This one here is volume 15, Visible Cloaks, Yoshio Ojima and Satsuki Shibano, Serenitatum, something like that. I haven't heard this one yet, so I'll get to that soon, but I did play this one last night. This is quite drony, ambient drony. It's got bagpipes and things like that, which is pretty cool. So I did like this, although I thought it got a little bit, yeah, I don't know, towards the end I sort of get a bit, but I think it'll grow on me a bit more. And then from the same label, but not the same series of records, because the record label itself is RVNG Intel. So yeah, pretty weird names. And this is Shugai Ken, and I cannot even pronounce the name of this record, and I have no idea what it's going to be like. It's Japanese of some sort, and it looks quite interesting. So this came as part of the 3 record bundle. So I did have a quick listen to some YouTube videos that they had on the Flying Out website that played some samples of the music, and it sounded pretty cool. And the last one I got actually is a double, so that's a pretty cool score for price wise. Helado Negro, Private Energy, and when did this come out? 2017. I have absolutely no idea on this one. I had a look on Discogs, and these guys have several records on this label. It's a double LP, as I said. Yeah, so that's some interesting and non-New Zealand music for me to listen to, which is unusual. So yeah, the June has started off to a flying start, and I have got some more. So Bruce Russell from the Dead Sea lives not far from me in Littleton, and well, an hour or so's drive. And he doesn't have he doesn't have an online presence very much, but there's a record come out that from a handful of dust, which has been reissued. It was like some of this other stuff of his, the Dead Sea stuff, and that and other records. They were only ever released maybe on cassette back in the 90s. Through his either his Expressway or his other label, and so they have been getting vinyl reissues. So anyway, he's got this handful of dust one. So it was on Bandcamp, but the cost to get it to New Zealand was actually like about $10 more than the price of the record itself, which is ridiculous. So they did say that Bruce would have some copies, and it turns out that he has. And I managed to finally contact him via email, and so he has 4 records in the mail coming to me soon, and plus I have a bunch of new releases coming out from Flying Nun. There's a bunch of New Zealand reissues coming out in the next week or so. So still plenty of records piling in, much to my wife's disgust. She's not helping, is she, by going and buying me records, but that was really, really nice of her. And maybe she might like the Mark de Cloverlow one, but I won't play her the Dead Sea. So that's me. As you can hear, Gate in the background. I'm really, really impressed with this Gate record. I think it's the best one that he's done that I have owned. Michael is pretty prolific as well, like the Dead Sea themselves, and Bruce Russell. He has a lot of records out. So I'm slowly getting my hands on them. So there we go. That's me again. Happy vinyl hunting. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.